This is the original Marvel Legends Phage that I pre-ordered, and here's the one I bought from Aliexpress. It simply comes in a Ziploc bag. So is there any differences between these two? Let's find out. So here's the original Phage and the one from Aliexpress. For the one sold on Aliexpress, there's actually two choices that you can buy, either with one blade or two blades. And of course, definitely, I got the one with two blades. So after scrutinizing both figures from head to toe, there's only two differences that I can find. I'm not going to count those imperfect paintwork because even the original sometimes have them real bad. The first difference is simply that the original have the serial number at the back of the left thigh. The one I got from Aliexpress does not have that. The second difference that I spot, which is actually not that obvious, is that the gap on the swivel thigh of the one from Aliexpress is slightly wider than the one on the original. The original really have it quite seamless, but the one from Aliexpress has a slight gap. Here's a closer look and you can really see the difference. Besides those two differences, like I mentioned earlier, there are some imperfections on the paintwork, but one that is really obviously different is the one on the right calf. The design of the black paintwork on both of these is exactly the same, but the difference is the gap between the hinge joint to the black paintwork over here is really small compared to the Aliexpress version. You can see the gap here is bigger. The paintwork is exactly the same, it's just that it is kind of printed slightly higher compared to the original. So if any of you guys bought from Aliexpress as well, do help me check whether yours is the same as this. For the paintwork on the face, the paintwork on the eyes is really kind of just sloppy because that's just how it is. But for the paintwork on the teeth, I think the original did it better. On the Aliexpress version, you can see a bit of pink on the teeth area, especially on this side that I'm pointing at. The paintwork on the torso is more or less the same. There are some imperfections like I mentioned earlier, like for example on my original, you can see there is a bit of blotch over here. But if you guys spot any other difference which is very obvious, do share in the comments below. Here's the paintwork at the back. There is a bit of missing black paintwork right above the hole on the original. Same goes for the Aliexpress version, but over here, there is a few more spots of missing black paintwork. For the back attachment, they are exactly the same. Really no difference at all. It is the same thing for the blades as well. They are exactly the same. There really isn't any difference in the sculpt. Really completely the same. The only thing is that the paintwork on the original is better. You can see the gold is really within the area that it is supposed to be. But for the Aliexpress version, you can see the gold bleeding into the black area on this part. Same goes over here. And it's the same for the other one. There is imperfect paintwork. This side looks okay. But on the other side, you can see the gold bleeding into the black area on this part over here. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the one from Aliexpress is exactly the same as the original version, just only a bit of paint bleeding on this Aliexpress pair of blades. So my verdict of this Marvel Legends Phage from Aliexpress is that it is kind of a factory reject, but it is still original because there really isn't any differences unlike the other bootlegs that I have compared before. This is a similar case as the Retro Peter Parker and also Retro Cyborg Spidey that I reviewed earlier on. They are both also original, just some minor defects here and there. You can check out their videos over here.